Good morning, all of you. My name is Ruparani, and I'm working in AKGEC in CSE department. Today, I'm going to describe about the Hadoop components, and we will discuss about the HDFS design and MapReduce both in components. There are basically three components of Hadoop, as you can see in the circle. First, HDFS, second, MapReduce, and third, Yarn. As you all know, to handle the big data in Hadoop, we need to understand how we will store the big data. And second, if we have stored the big data, how we will process that big data. To store that big data efficiently, or you can say parallelly for the efficient process, we will use HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. HDFS is used for the distributed storage only, but I have stored the data. I have stored the large amount of data or complex data set. But now the question is how we will process that big data, that complex data set. In that case, we will use MapReduce, second components of the Hadoop that is used for the distributed processing or parallel processing for the efficient processing. And third one is the third component of Hadoop is Yarn, yet another resource negotiator. We will understand the third component Hadoop in the next video. This is used for the distributed scheduling. Basically, we use it for the scheduling purpose. Now we will understand the first components, that is HDFS. HDFS, I told you it is used for the storage or distributed storage, which is used by the Hadoop applications. This framework works by rapidly transferring big data between the nodes. Basically, it is used by the companies who need to handle and store the complex data set or large data set. It is a key component of many Hadoop systems as it provides a means for managing large or complex big data, as well as supporting the big data analytics. Now, there are basically three purposes of HDFS. First one, manage large data set. Second, detecting faults. And third, hardware efficiency. We will understand these three goals in the next slide through the diagram. There are two terms in HDFS, which is very important. First one, name node, and second is data node. Name node works as a master node. This works as a master node. And data node may be more than one. These work as a slave nodes. Master node is only one and data node are several. These works as a slave nodes. Now, what is the role of master node? Master node, it actually stores the location of data or block ID, block reports. Now, the question is, what is block ID, block reports? For that, I am taking an example. Suppose we have a data file of 520 MB. I have a file. The size of that file is 520 MB. Now, I want to store this file in data nodes or in HDFS. Now, how will I store it? It will be stored in the form of blocks, and the default block size is 128 MB. When we store any file, it is divided into the parts. Like we split this file, and every one contain 128 MB data by default. Now, this 520 MB data will be stored in the form of blocks, and each block only have 128 MB data. That's why it will be stored in multiple blocks, 128 MB, and in another block again 128 MB, but still it is not the complete file size. Again 128 MB, still 8 MB data is left, which we will store in the next block, that is 8 MB. Now this complete file will be splitted like this, and I will store it in the form of block. First block contain 128 MB, second contain again 128 MB, and till here this is containing 512 MB. Still 8 MB is left. In the next block I will store the next 8 MB. Now these are the blocks. You can see in the diagram, these all are the blocks. The file is stored, or 128 MB data is stored in this block. Next 128 MB is stored in the another data node. Next 128 MB is stored in the another data node. Now these block locations or these data node address and these block ID will be stored in the name node, in namespace. In name node there are two terms. First is fs image and second is edit log. Suppose there are some changes in the files. Someone delete the file, someone edit in the file, then log file will be stored in this edit log, and after the updation all data will be saved in fs image. It means this file we are saving in the form of blocks like this, any another block like this, and one more another, or any other this, or this one, or this one. And these block address, these block ID, or these data node addresses are stored in the name node. Means name node describe where the block ID is located in the data node. Means it contains the information regarding this file. Name node contain all the information regarding files. Now there is one more term, that is replication factor in HDFS, which is very important. By default each block has 3 replicas. Suppose I have a block this and 3 replica will be in another rack. Now the question is, what is rack? There is one more term, that is rack awareness. Now this is rack 1. Suppose I have another rack. This is rack. This is one block, another block, third block, fourth block, and so on. In rack 2 again there is one block, second block, third block, and so on. Means suppose if we have stored this block ID in rack 1, this is suppose block ID A. A is stored here in rack 1. Then the replica of this A will be stored in another rack. Same block will be stored in rack 2. Why we stored in another rack? Suppose this rack is corrupted. In that case, we will retrieve the data from another rack. That's why we store the replica in another rack. This is the concept of rack. Overall, we can say name node and data node are two terms in HDFS, which is very important. Name node work as a master node, data node work as a slave node. Name node contain the information of file, like file size, like block address, data node address, etc. And data node contain the actual data. The data is actually stored in data node, and we have by default 3 replicas of each block ID. As I told you, like block ID A is stored in rack 1, then another replica will be stored in rack 2, and then third replica will be stored in rack N or N-1 and so on. Anyone, it may be. This is the physical storage, nothing else. We are saving the data in the form of physical storage, and we are storing the data parallelly in the form of blocks. That's why we say HDFS is used for the distributed storage. Now, the next slide, MapReduce. This is the second component of Hadoop. Second component of Hadoop. First, I have already discussed distributed storage, means HDFS. Now, MapReduce. What is MapReduce? MapReduce is a programming framework that allows us to perform distributed and parallel processing on a large complex data set in a distributed environment. How it will work? Suppose we have an input. We will split the input in the form of key value pair and map it in the map task. After that, reduce task will be performed and we will get the final output. During this map reduce process, there are several phases which we will see in the next slide in the form of diagram. Overall, what MapReduce is doing, it is processing the large complex data set. In this slide, you can see it contains two main terms, map and reduce. As we saw in HDFS, there are two terms mainly, name node and data node. In MapReduce, there are two main terms, map and reduce. MapReduce suggests the reducer phase takes place after the mapper phase has been completed. First, mapper phase will be executed, then reducer phase will be executed. So, the first is map job, where a block of data is read and processed to produce the key value pair as an intermediate output. As I told you, what is the block of data? We are saving the data in the form of blocks. That is the block of data. Next, the output of mapper or a map job. Output, what is the output of map job? After the mapping, we are getting a key value pair that will work as an input to the reducer. Now, next one, reducer receives the key value pair from the multiple map jobs. This you will see in the next slide in the diagram. And finally, reducer aggregates those intermediate data into a smaller set of key value pair, which is the final result of that MapReduce process. Now, see the example. This is the example. Word count example of MapReduce. Let us consider a text file called sample.txt. I have taken a file sample.txt which contains this data. Now suppose we have to perform a word count on a sample.txt file using MapReduce, then how we will process it? See in this example. First of all, I am taking this file and the file name is st.sample.txt. This will is the file name. File name is sample.txt. it contains this data, this content. I will take this data as an input and we will do the input split in next phase. How we will do the input split? First split, second and third. This is first one, second one and third one. In the mapping phase, we will convert it into the key value pair. As I told you previously, in map phases, what you are doing? You are converting the input split in the form of key value pair. This is the key value pair. Key is here and value is 1. In mapping phase, you are converting this input split into the key value pair, KV. This is the second input split and again we are converting it into the key value pair. Car is key and 1 is value, same car is key and 1 is value. And in the third input split, again we are converting it into the key value pair. Means we are converting the whole input split into the key value pair. After the mapping phase, there is shuffling phase and last we will reduce the input. In shuffling phase, what we are doing? We are taking like this beer. In another term, beer, this one beer. We will check the key. This is repeating multiple times in the different blocks. Like there, it presents here and here also. It means we will take it in the aggregated form like this. Key is one time and value 1 from here and another one from here. Same in this one, same in this one and similarly in river. And in reducing phase, we will aggregate the value. We will add these values, total values. Beer 2 times repeating, car 3 times repeating and so on. After the reducing phase, we will get the final output in the form of key value pair. It means here input split, what we have done in this mapping phase, it will be shown in only in one time. Key will be shown in only the one. There is no repeated key. Beer is one time only, car is one time and deer and river. And this is the value. Total values in this input. It means finally overall we are dividing the input in 3 splits as you can see in the figures. This will distribute the work among all the map nodes and then we tokenize the word in each of the mappers and give a hard coded value. This one is the hard coded value. We call it hard coded value also to each of the token, and the rationale behind giving a hard coded value equal to 1 is that every word in itself will occur once. As I told you, will occur only once. This is the complete example of map reduce phase where we are doing the distributed processing, parallel processing. Now the next one, this is the discussion what we have discussed in the previous slide. Again I told you or summarize it. A list of key value pair will be created. A list of key value pair will be created where the key is nothing but the individual words and value is 1. So the first line we have 3 key value pair. As I told you, 3 key value pair. And the mapping process remains the same on all nodes after the mapper phase taken place here. And after sorting and shuffling phase, each reducer will have a unique key like this. It's a unique key. It's a unique key. This is the complete example of map reduce. Same what I have discussed in the previous slide. Thank you everyone.